This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, they just shot a few of my shits down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking devices just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, but now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas, you wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled their spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history. I can't explain it.
Bam! What's going on? It's your boy, Big Mike Raider. And it's Wednesday, y'all. So you know what time it is. We got the Elite Raider. What's going on, Elite? How's it going?
What's going on, Big Mike? What's happening, Raider Nation? We back at it again.
That's right. That's right.
Big Elite Podcast.
Big Elite Podcast, episode 3.
Yes.
We're 3 into this thing. I think we got the ball rolling. We started off hot from the jump, and we're going to keep, riding the hot hand. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. We got 23 in the building. We're going to let this thing warm up a little bit before we get started into our topics. Elite, how you doing? How's everything going? Everything good?
Everything is great. I can't complain. A lot going on in Raider Nation. I mean, it's so much. I mean, I'm just like, what's the next step? Where are we going from here?
Right.
That's my big thing with Raiders.
Yeah. So the first step that we're gonna do is acknowledge this chat. Right. Shout out to Louis Garcia in the building. What up, Big Elite? Loving this new collab y'all got going on. Gonna give Graf and Wasted a little run for their money. We got a ways to go, but hey, I appreciate it. The show last night was dope. Joe's got some really good stories. Salute. Yeah, that was a great show. If you guys haven't checked the show yesterday over on the Elite Raiders podcast, go check it out. And man, it was an excellent show. Joe brought a whole new perspective, got everybody thinking. It was great. I love the show. And congratulations to you, Elite, for your first live show. And you really took care of business. So yeah, go ahead and check that one out. Shout out to Crispin. Let's get it. You already know. John B's in the building. Big Mike Raider. See Mark Davis address the Crosby rumors. Not going anywhere. Like I said, he's not going anywhere. You got anything to add with that one about Max Crosby?
I'm glad he just put it out there. Yeah. Say it, get it over with, and let these people dream. Let these fools dream of having Max. He's not going anywhere. I think he's the Howie Long of this generation. He's not going anywhere. He a Raider.
That's right. Shout out to Demokes. I'm on the higher Bill Belichick train now. We
might have to talk about that. We might have to talk about that tonight.
We'll talk about it. We got a clip that we're gonna show, and you'll get our reactions on that one. Shout out to you, Demokes. Oh man, we got wasted talent in the building. Elite, why don't you warm it up? Hey, I wish I had that warm it up thing that the clip that wasted talent plays on his show when he comes up, man. That shit's hilarious. It has me dying every time. But we're gonna warm it up the best we can for sure. Let me see. We got Gorwell Webster in the building. Rambo Adventures from Thailand. We got Dave Maxfield. I remember Elite calls on Graf's call-in show last year. Glad to hear you both on a show. Yeah, it was. We had to uncage the sleeping giant for sure. We got it right here. Right here.
Finally did it. I built up enough nerve. It took me a year to drop all my little self-conscious baggage and say, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do it. And I'm here. And again, I always say, I appreciate you, Big Mike, Hammer, Wasted, Graf. Y'all solid. Period.
Man, you already had it in you, and we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. But let's get this thing started. Shout out to Rambo. This franchise has been stuck on trying to put new body parts on Frankenstein past and think it'll be smarter, stronger, and faster time to build a new monster and let go of the past. Yeah, I remember you said this a couple of days ago, and I agree with you even more, right? This is what we've been doing for the last maybe about 5-6 years, holding on to what we have and staying directly in the middle. Do you agree with me? Like that's kind of where we've been, and it's been a long time coming for us to rebuild right now. What you think, Elite?
It is. I mean, it is. We've been in the middle of mediocrity, been stuck in neutral.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I mean, 6-4, 6-11, 8-9. You know, that 1-10 and 6 year. We've been in neutral. It's time to take it to the next level. It's going. Like I said, I do call for patience, because sometimes you do have to take a step back. Is that step back right now? Is the question.
Yeah.
Is that one step back happening this season, where we can then go, propel ourselves to the next level of building this thing up? So yeah, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, same here. We got to go down before we go up. Got to break it up before we build ourselves up and get to where we need to be. But yeah, absolutely, I agree. Shout out to you, Rambo. We got Dominique 5 in the building. We got X in the building. My Oos, Lecky in the building. As always, man, the usuals are in the building. And shout out to the 46 in the building. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Elite, let's close this thing out. The Davante Adams saga. Let's close it out today. Let this be the official close out here. I want your final thoughts on the whole Davante Adams. Say your final words to him. Say your final thoughts on this whole thing, and then we wrap it up right here.
Absolutely, because I'm gonna tell you one thing. One of my things about when people leave the Raiders, I don't care about you after that.
Right.
I'm one of those kind of people.
Same here.
So once you step out of that uniform and you playing for whomever you playing for, that's your business. I'm just glad that they were able to get that contract ate up. Yep. Somebody took on that contract. It leaves us $105 million plus to do what we got to do. I mean, I've seen it so much, Mike. We've seen so many players come and go. I don't feel no type of way about Davante. He gone.
Right.
He's over. So I'm just looking forward to seeing these young cats. I'm looking to see Trey Tucker and all of them get going. I'm already closed. I must say I closed that door already. I closed it when it happened. I don't have nothing to say. He's gonna go out there and be all cute. Now who looking cute? Who acting cute? It's Davante over there.
Right.
And that's all good and well, but I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm just
basically the asshole showed his whole ass in this situation. And that's what I got for him. That's the words I got for him. And then on top of that, with this whole situation, I got to give a shout out to Tom Telesco. He had a great draft. This you got Brock Bowers, perennial, probably all pro this year if he keeps up what he's doing. JPJ's doing his thing. DJ Glaze is a starter on that right side, and he looks great. Yep. We had a good draft, and then he engineers a trade with the Jets to get that contract off the books, right? $108 million. And now we're sitting pretty, now if it turns into a second round pick, we absolutely won that trade, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
So, 100%. In saying all that, I got to give it up to Tom Telesco, because in past situations, we get scraps with past GMs. We get scraps or we get the bad end of a deal. And in this case, I feel good about it, because both teams, just like Joe said yesterday, we leave this trade seeing that both teams, both sides come up feeling like they kind of, lost something just a little bit. But sometimes it feels like we're the ones that lose, right? This time around, I don't feel that way. So I got to give it up to Tom Telesco. But as far as Davante Adams goes, peace out. Enjoy your time in New York. You won't do much there, but what do you guys think? I want to hear the chat. Let me hear it, man. Let me hear what you think. Our last words for Davante Adams, and then we move on. Shout out to Rambo, Big Mike Raider Receipts. I said only DA was in the building last week, was to get the team doctor clearance and trade. What happened this week? That's a good point. I thought it would be the Steelers, Jets loss made it. And I even said on Monday, whoever loses between the Bills and the Jets is getting Davante. Now, that could be a coincidence, but that it ended up happening. So, Yeah, absolutely. You were on the money with that one. Shout out to D_182. It would be crazy if Brady brings back. Don't say that.
Don't say that.
Don't say.
Go sit in the corner, D8182.
Yeah. I wish Wasted was here, man. He'll unceremoniously block you right now, man.
Right.
Shout out to Wasted, man. John B. Crabtree over Adams. Oh yeah, no doubt. At least we went to the playoffs with Crabtree. You know, that's real. There's no debate on that one. Shout out to Lecky. Wasted Show said it all yesterday. If he's not a Raider, fuck him unceremoniously blocked.
Real talk.
I can't say it any better, man. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll down just a little bit. Shout out to Mr. Geo. First, put Getsy up in the press box and then the parking lot. Woo! Man, there's some tough words, man. But yeah, I got a video I want to show you. If it pops up, I'm gonna show you guys a pretty funny video from Hondo Carpenter. I think you guys will get a tickle out of that one. Let me see. Shout out to Rambo Adventures. Look, we should have never traded for DA because we weren't close. I don't blame him wanting a trade, but I lost all respect for him the way he handled it and faking the hamstring.
Look, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
DA, we were ready to make that move.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this because I don't talk about players who ain't here no more. But Derek Carr shit the bed.
Yeah.
Okay, his man folded under the high stakes of everybody looking at the Raiders, having his homeboy, and having McDaniels, who is known as the offensive guy, and he stressed himself out. I remember after game one, in the locker room, Davante's giving an interview, and Derek Carr bumps the reporter or bumps Tay, and he go, "Damn, Derek!" And you can see Derek was so uptight, like he a ball of nerves. But we were ready. If he could have played even keel and actually played some damn good football, but he didn't. He did what he do. So I don't. Yeah. So with that, I thought we were there.
And that was our last hope, right? That was our last hope with Derek Carr because, you know, writing was on the wall with him too. But we were figuring like, okay, we're going to line him up with his buddy and then it'll unlock something special in him that we saw in 2016. Turn out that the dude's just a ball of nerves, right? That's just
big time.
You know, so with that, once he left, we should have got Davante Adams out of here at that situation. We really should have got rid of him at that situation. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. But shout out to Lecky. AP should have been done. That send Getsy dumbass to the booth. Damn, man. Let me see. We got some last words for Davante. Junior Land says last words are just peace. Peace out. That's it. It's done. Shout out to Reginald. Let me see. Dan Tessier. So what do you think about Belichick waiting in the wings if AP doesn't succeed now that Brady's in the building as part owner? You know what, Elite? Let's just get into it. I'm gonna pull it up. Everybody's talking about it. This is the hot topic for the day.
Right.
I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna go look at X. We're gonna scroll down the X streets, the dangerous X streets, and then we're gonna look at this clip real quick. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let's see. All right.
That Brady's first move is going to ask Bill Belichick if he's interested in being coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. 2 sources have told me that. 2 high up in the Patriots organization have told me that. I'll just say this. I won't get specific. People have told me that Brady's first move is going to ask Bill Belichick if he's interested in being coach of the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right. That's the clip everybody's talking about. Elite, what's your take on this? Do you want Bill Belichick in the building?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. And I know he's trying to appeal. He's trying to get a job. I'm not ignorant to the fact that he's looking to get back in. This is why he's doing podcasts, created a podcast, trying to be, get with this generation. This is why he on Pat McAfee. This is why he got a 20-something-year-old girlfriend. And, trying to be like, I can relate to the young kids and this day generation, because he left on such a sour note in New England because people weren't listening. They had tuned him out. So I'm not saying it ain't a possibility, because it is, because he's out there. Do I want to see it? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. But if it happened, shit, I guess I fall in line with like everybody else. But I don't want to see it. I think it's unnecessary. I think you can go out there and go find if you're looking to move on from AP. There are young coaches out there that I would be looking to make more of an impact. You know what I'm saying? Than compared to somebody that we've seen for 35 years in football.
Yeah. No, you
They
know
need to be like Big Tuna. You know when Big Tuna was on his last little leg, and
right.
he was like, "No, you know."
And let's be honest, right? We saw Bill Belichick on his last leg already. His last few years with the Patriots post Brady,
it was ugly.
That was some of his worst work. You know, to bring in a Bill Belichick at 77, whatever how old he is now, years old,
right,
would be organizational malpractice. Now, hey,
right.
Now if this was 10, 15 years ago, let's bring Bill Belichick in, right? That would be let's go, let's get it, you know?
Right.
But this is 2025. We're damn near 2025, and we're talking about bringing an 80-year-old coach in here. What are we doing?
Is that It's Joe Gibbs all over again. Remember when they bought Redskins brought him back, Joe Gibbs?
Yeah, we've seen this before. We've seen this before, and it doesn't work.
Right.
Bill Belichick needs to sit down with his young girlfriend and do TikTok. I slipped up on that. TikTok videos and just chill out and just enjoy his last years of his life.
Right.
Do not even get into football. The Raiders do not need to go back 20, 25 years and, you know, let's just leave it at that.
Go out on top.
Go out on top,
Bill. I mean, on top of that girl. Go out on top.
There you go.
Go out.
Go ahead, man. Hey, I ain't mad at him. But, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to Christopher Raiders with the $2 haymaker. Good to see you, Miss Elite and Big Mike. Hey, salute to you. Thanks for the support, as always, Chris. Let me see. We got a $10 haymaker from Wasted Talent. People which up in the Patriot organization that this state was. I have no idea what he's trying to say, bro. Hey, but
which people up in the organization basically said it, and why would they? Like,
oh, okay, yeah, I couldn't read. I couldn't understand it. See, that's why I got you here. See, that's
right. I follow you, Wasted. Wasted my age. I think we both in our mid 40s. I can channel that mind.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, I would like to know. Who said this. But you know what? It just feels like people just throw stuff at the wall and hope it sticks. Similar to the whole, you know, Davante Adams thing that happened. Right. Someone just threw something in. It got luckily it stuck. Right. That's
this low hanging fruit.
Right.
I mean, it's like AB. Right. I mean, not Antonio Brown, but AB. Like it's the lowest common denominator.
Right.
That kind of situation, you know.
Yeah, and the last time I checked, I didn't think that they were getting along at this point, him and Tom Brady. So, I don't know. But yeah, y'all caught the slip up for sure, man. Yo. And what's funny about this is that I always catch Graf. I always catch Wasted in a pause situation, but they never catch me. So this is a ceremonious occasion right here, man, for sure. But you only get one, bro. You only
pauses
get one.
Do not count for me.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Pauses.
In this situation, most cases, you can say whatever
you want. When I say big and hard, I can say that. There
you go. Facts. Yeah, and I'll leave it to you to clarify things. If it's one of those pause-worthy situations, I'd be like, hey, Elite, hey, come and finish the sentence for me.
Finish it off.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. Shout out to Dan Tessier. I'm not in favor of it either. I think we go young and innovative instead of old. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, see, Wasted already. Yeah, see, you only get one, bro. You only get one. We should be moving forward, not backward. And I said this the other day. The greatness in the Raiders is the future. And we've been doing a lot of moving backwards with the Raiders for a long time now. When it comes to hiring coaches, when it comes to sticking to the Raider way, we're going backwards. We're going backwards. And now if we don't keep, AP, I'm still on board with him. I think, he's had a lot of bad situations happen to him this season.
I got a quote for you in regard to AP. Go ahead. I'm gonna pull it up, but Mark spoke on him too.
Yeah. So, it's like, a lot of bad situations happen with AP, the injuries, and he lost his star receiver. It's been a lot of things that he has to overcome as far as, these obstacles, and not too many of these coaches in their first year go through the stuff that AP is currently going through. So because of that, let's give him some time to kind of figure things out, build the team, and see what he what he kind of brings to the table his second year.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you got the quote.
Yeah, I got this quote real quick. Yeah. He said in that owners meeting about AP, he's young. He's a young head coach. He's learning how to be a head coach. He's surrounded himself with a lot of good people. He's just got to grow into the job. It's his first year, really. What he did last year was phenomenal. He will be okay. And that's what I need from this owner. Right. I needed to hear it.
Yep.
I needed to hear that. That means he has an understanding. That means that maybe him, Tom, all of them. I mean, the two Toms now, right? All sat down. Because I know you have to, right? You have to have that collective inner brass sit down, say, look, this is us going forward.
Yep.
AP, this is what I need to see from you as a head coach. This is the progress we need to see going forward. So I know they had that meeting, so I'm glad he said it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that should end a lot of the, is AP gone at the end of the season talks, right? It should. But there's always something. It always kind of resurfaces. You know how people talk in the how the X streets are, you know how the people get to talking, and then it becomes a reality to some people, and then it just never goes away, right? That's what it is. But that should end the talks as far as AP being gone in the situation. I think you give him another year, let him figure it out, but we'll see from there. Shout out to Hug D's in the building. Salute Big Mike and Elite. Wasted his drunk as he was. I don't know if you heard my pause worthy moment, man. That was oh yeah, wasted his drunk. I missed. Yeah, I think he meant up, but yeah. There you go. I messed up. Wasted. I think you are messed up, man. Go take a nap, bro. Go take a nap. Shout out to Hug D's. Wasted back away from the keyboard, bro.
Slowly.
Shout out to Wasted, man. Thanks for the support, bro. Oh, he says this show was on my phone, man. Hey, okay. Yeah, he got fat feet and fat fingers. So, that there is that. There is that. So let's move on to the next topic, right? We showed that we are talking about Colton Miller, as far as, do we keep him? Should we start looking for a trade now? It's something to talk about. We're talking about cleaning house.
Yep.
Here's Colton Miller right now. I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit so it's bigger. Pause. Anyway, a
little bigger. We like it big. We like it big. Let's go.
There you go. See, that's why you're. See, thank you. So, PFF Las Vegas Raiders Colton Miller amongst all offensive linemen in Week 6. 90.7 pass blocking grade, which is first. 41 pass blocking snaps and 0 pressures allowed. Elite, what are you seeing in Colton Miller the last couple of weeks? How you feeling about him? Because to me, I still don't see the same Colton Miller. I don't know.
Okay,
what are you feeling about him?
This past week was his best game. His best game back. But we in Week 6.
Yep.
I guess that could be about right for somebody coming off of an injury of his kind. We talking about his shoulder and things of that nature. He needed that game for his own self-confidence.
Right.
And for real, because you never know how your body's going to respond off of your first real injury. He's never been hurt. This dude has played through everything.
Yep.
So good for him. It needed to happen. But I'm telling you now, after this season, or even at the trade deadline, possibly, depending on Thayer Mumford and his health, I might be looking to move on from Colton.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. You know, again, he's playing this season on no guaranteed money. So after this season, he wants the bag. He's going to ask for money. We got money, but he want money.
Yeah.
So I think when is the trade deadline? I don't know. I know it's
I think it's somewhere around Halloween. That's what it was last year. It's somewhere around, a couple of weeks from now. So
we got 2 weeks, right? About 2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah.
2
weeks.
We really got to keep an eye on to see how he plays these next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Because if he's steadfast and he's back, he's rounding into shape and rounding into formation, then you might keep him, and then he might be worth giving the bag. But if I see a little slippage, still, I might be looking to move on. To get more capital.
And Wasted says the best. Since Wasted is in here, shout out to you, man. He says it the best. The Raiders are always a day late and a dollar short when it comes to players, right?
True.
We start seeing a little bit of signs of decline from these players, but we're like, let's give him another year. And then that year comes up, and then now he's not worth a damn. To me, his early on stuff, to me, it seems like a sign of times ahead. So if we are in a situation where we're kind of rebuilding a little bit, I know that AP said in the press conference today, this isn't a rebuild, but we know better than that. You can't sell a rebuild to a team, at week 6 of the season, right? But we know better.
Absolutely.
If that is the case, are you keeping a 30-year-old Colton Miller who had shown signs from week 1 to week 5 that he is kind of declining? He's on the injury report again. Now, I think that's for precautionary reasons. He's still dealing with the shoulder and knee, but we've seen some signs that there is some decline, and if he is playing at a decent level right now, maybe it would be in our best interest to get rid of him now and get something of good value before it's too late. That's how I feel about him. So I don't know, man. What do you guys think about us trying to shop Colton Miller? It's not imminent. It's not anything that has been talked about. But I think that for the Raiders in this case, it would be a good idea for him to look into doing so. Let me know what you guys think in the chat of that one. Shout out to John B. Thing I like about AP, him motivating him his players, and they wanted to run through a wall for him, but at the moment they don't look like it. Plus AP looks bland on sidelines, unmotivated. I think a lot of the stuff that's going on with the Raiders is really taking a toll on them because they seem like a really high emotional team, but now they're just taking on too much of the negative emotions, and now it's showing on the field, instead of just being even keeled and, kind of just riding a storm and not really, riding a roller coaster, like just kind of stay even keeled and not let the ups and downs get the best of you. 100%. This team is, when we do have ups, they're up. And they ride the up. But the problem is, if you're going to ride the up, you're riding the down too, and that could be a problem if, you're trying to get over, a couple things, get over adversity. Sometimes it's hard to get uphill again. So that's what I see what's going on with this team. What you think, Elite?
Big time. Well, it's like this. You got the distraction out the building. You got out of the building what needed to be distinguished, flushed down the toilet.
Right.
To me, moving forward, I want to see how they reply. I said this on my little on Twitter. I said, look, this is where you get to see who is who.
Yep.
Again, like for real, because people right now, you're playing for a job, even in week 7, because they're 2-4. You got a whole new energy. You got another type of boosted energy that just came through the door. Who's a bona fide Hall of Famer? Now he might be looking at you sideways.
Yeah.
As a player. So right now, like you said, they got to be even keeled. They got to go handle business. They have to show mental maturity.
Yeah.
Emotional maturity. Yeah. Even from AP as well, because he's ahead of it. But it comes from Max and the rest of them starting out. I'm talking about emotional maturity, because that shit translates to the field.
Yeah. Emotional maturity. Keep that in mind, because we're going to talk about it later when we break down the game. It's a statement game. I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of what my thought process with this. This is a statement game, and we'll get into it when it's when it's time. But we got a couple more things I want to talk about. But shout out to Steve Oriana. I think I said that right with the $5 haymaker. Telesco rehires Frank Reich as OC, and we draft Cam Ward. Reich's offense is underrated, and he would stay for a minute. Munford is our left tackle with Miller out. I've been saying that too. I'm all right with that. Frank Reich as our OC. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know.
I don't even remember Frank Reich's offense. Real talk. I don't.
Yeah.
I have to go back and look because I don't even recall.
Yeah. And Cam Ward, like I said, it's still too early for me to kind of give a final grade on what's going on with these quarterbacks in college. But me personally, I think that Shedeur Sanders is the best in this class right now. I think he looks the best out of everybody. Him, Dylan Gabriel, ECG, East Coast Gridiron had to, put me on game on Dylan Gabriel because I forgot all about him. But those are the kind of guys that we're looking at, right now that's kind of leading the way for the quarterbacks. So we'll see. Cam Ward is doing his thing. His measurables might be an issue. He's kind of undersized, but we'll see. And Tom Telesco,
is he Russell Wilson type of size kind of dude?
I think he's around 6 foot or maybe 6'1".
Okay.
So yeah, but the measurables isn't out there yet. So and Shedeur Sanders is a prototype size type of quarterback. So I think that Tom Telesco would kind of rather have that bigger prototype-ish type of quarterback. Right. Rather than going with like the short guy, you know what I mean? But
it
remains to be
I didn't know his measurables, so I got checked it out because I didn't know his measurables. These quarterbacks say in the shotgun so much. Yeah. Looking at it on television sometimes you can get a little distorted about how big are they and things of that nature. So yeah.
Right.
I saw somebody in the chat real quick say left tackle is a hard to find. They are, but they are principled to a certain extent. I think Thayer Munford is very underrated in his ability to play left tackle. To me, he is very natural at left tackle.
Yeah.
Watch him play, y'all. Go watch the film. He's a natural left tackle. He's a third-year player.
Yep.
Still on a rookie salary.
Yeah.
I think you got to explore it.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and if the whole idea is to kind of start from the ground up, the question you have to ask is Colton Miller your bookend to your franchise?
Yeah.
Because Max Crosby ain't going nowhere, right? Brock Bowers ain't going nowhere. This draft class isn't going nowhere because, that's who you want to build. That's the foundation right now.
Right.
But is Colton Miller part of that? He's almost like old news at this point. He's drafted in 2018, like I said, he's kind of showing some signs that there is some decline, a
little bit. But I am giving him that he is coming off the injury. So I'm giving him a little bit of grace to get back to round up. My question, I'm big on Colton. Yeah. I was a big fan of him from day one. When a lot of people were shitting on him, I thought he had all the tangibles to be a good tackle with his athleticism. But my question is he a Trent Williams type of left tackle? I mean, like when they're a stalwart.
Yeah,
I couldn't get that word out. Stalwart.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. It's a flip of the coin to me. I think you try to see if you can get something for him, possibly.
But you know what? On the flip side, I'm with you because it's like, do you keep a left tackle? We've seen left tackles play until they're damn near 40.
Yes.
We saw Whitworth from the Rams. He played till he was 40 at a great level.
Right.
Right. So
watching it with Trent
Williams, 35, 36 years old.
15 years in the league. 15?
Yeah. And shoot, what's his name? Jason Peters. He's 42 years old trying to get on a squad with the Seahawks.
See?
So,
right.
30 years old for a tackle for whatever reason, they just last,
Right.
So it
really all depends what the move is going forward. Are they really looking to amass all that draft capital? Are they trying to make these big swings in the draft this upcoming season? That really is going to be the question.
Yeah.
That's going to decide if they move on from him. Like I said, because he's going to want a lot of money, y'all, in the offseason.
Yeah. He's getting paid well below, market value, his market value. So, he's going to be asking for some big money. We got the money, but do we want to address that position with the same guy we've had, or do you kind of move on? That's the question, especially if you got a guy in waiting like a Thayer Munford, who might be good enough to play at that left tackle position. So
I think so.
Yeah, so it's a lot of evaluation, and if you can get something out of for Colton Miller, would probably be advantageous for us at this point.
And remember, Thayer was going to be like a second or third round pick at left tackle if he had came out the previous year. He told his mom he would graduate. Ohio State moved him to guard, hurt his draft stock.
Yep,
he's a natural left tackle, y'all. Just check it.
Yep, definitely. Trust me, I know. Shout out to Nicholas. All I got to say is, Tay, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Yeah, no doubt. That's all you're getting from us. Atlanta also drafted quarterback after signing Cousins. Yeah, he should have been a Raider if you ask me. Shout out to Yaya. Yeah, proven by Minshew he can't see. I don't know who we're talking about. Oh, you're talking about Cam Ward. Yeah, because the whole idea is like you're too short to play quarterback. You can't see over your offensive line. So, I mean, some of that has been debunked over the years, but that is still a challenge for a shorter quarterback. There's no doubt about that. Shout out to Joshy B. If we did move on from AP, I hope we get Ben Johnson, Mike McDaniels at OC. If the Dolphins fire him and we keep PG, seems like a good staff to me. I think Mike McDaniels is a perfect OC. I don't think he's a head coach. His time is definitely expired. But I think another guy that we got to start looking at is Doug Peterson with the Jags at OC, because he's going to get fired. It's imminent.
Right.
He might come back to the States. They're in London for 2 weeks. He comes back on that flight unemployed, and now he's looking back at being an OC. So maybe that's something that we need to be looking at for next year. Now, is that the ideal situation? I don't know. But there's a reason why he went from OC to head coach, because he was successful as an OC. So maybe we if we are looking for an OC, hopefully we are, he's a guy that we consider next year once he's out on the streets looking for a job. Shout out to Raider Man. Hey, Ali, hey, Big Mike, been watching Mets versus Dodgers. Go Raiders. Yeah, hopefully the Dodgers taking care of business, man. The series is tied. Hopefully the Dodgers don't choke like they always do in October. Shout out to Salvador Salgado. Do you guys and ladies believe that Luke Getsy will make it by the end of the season? Long story. Go ahead, Ali. What you think?
I ride it out. I'm not big on firing people in the middle of the season unless it absolutely has to be done. I know people are calling for his head right now. Yeah. My question is, who's going to be calling the plays? Is it Norv Turner's son? Like who's up next?
Joe Philbin,
the OG. I mean, he had top 10 offenses in Green Bay, but that was like 13 years ago, 12 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? As far as him being in control and running the whole show. So who's up next? That's my only thing. It could be Norv Turner's son. I mean, Norv, he come from that pedigree. Norv had his heyday. He was the man for a minute. He had a run. His son comes from the Shanahan tree as well.
Yep.
Okay, so it could be, but I like to ride it out, man. I mean,
yeah.
I like to evaluate after I see a full body of work.
Put him in the booth first. Put him in the booth.
Okay.
And let's see what happens. If it still doesn't work, then because the system works, it's his decision making that's the problem right now. So if his decision making doesn't improve with a different eye, then you got to start looking somewhere else.
Okay.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
I can see that.
But shout out to Chris for Raiders. Cam Ward is 6'2", AOC is 6'3". Now, Cam Ward, the thing about college measurables, they have me listed at 6'1". I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot, but I've been listed at 6'1" before. But you don't know the truth. Yeah, see?
Yeah, I'm 5. I'm 5'10". I've been listed at 6 feet, 6'1".
Yeah. So, hey, so you know what I mean? So we don't get the true height for somebody until they hit the combine. I've been hearing reports that he's 6'1" and below that. Some people are saying he's 6 foot. So we got to remain and see. Now he is listed at 6'2". You're right, but hey, we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. I didn't know Caleb Williams was 6'1". I thought he was taller than that. Caleb Williams was 6'1".
Okay,
you know,
okay.
Spencer Rattler's barely hitting 6. I think he's a little over 6 foot. You know, so these guys, these quarterbacks are getting shorter these days. You know what I mean? And I don't think that Tom Telesco is kind of on board with that. So I don't know. I could be wrong. You see something, Elite?
No, he said I'm 6 foot with the cap on my head. Right, right.
With the cap. Elite 6 foot with the cap. Yeah. Man, yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is in college, high school. Is they trying to get you a deal. They're trying to get you to the next level. You're like, oh, you 6'1". 6'1" sound a lot. 6 foot sound a lot better than 5'10".
Okay,
you know what I mean. So, that's just how it is sometimes.
Look at the boy from the Panthers. That he's a toddler. God damn.
And they said he's 200 pounds. I don't see it. He look about 175 to me.
That man look like my 10-year-old son. Like
man, for real. That's a small dude. So, let's move on to the next topic. I got some things I want to talk about. One more thing. Shout out to, and we got to do it. We got Elite in the building. We got to give a shout out to the ladies in the building. Shout out to Amy Trask, CEO Amy Trask, and former 49ers executive John McKay are among the 25 candidates in the Pro Football Hall of Fame contributor category. Hopefully she makes it. She's a finalist, but she's on that list. Amy Trask, former CEO of the Raiders, the first lady, to kind of be in that position. Elite, I want to hear your take on that one. You're the lady of Raider Nation. I'm putting it out there, the official lady of Raider Nation.
I appreciate that.
Let's hear it.
Making me blush.
What you think about Amy Trask?
It's a no-brainer. Amy went in there and did something that no other woman had ever done. And besides being a woman, it's like with me and like any other woman that steps into a male-dominated space. Do you know what you're doing? That's what it all boils. That's what it boils down to. Do you know what you're doing?
Yep.
Her job was the business. She did the best she can do with what she had.
Yep.
Al was lacking on a lot of things, sponsorships, all that stuff. Amy came and made it happen. She changed the trajectory of what that team was going in the late 80s, right? Late 80s, I want to say. I believe it's late 80s. So, yeah, from that standpoint, yeah, she know what she's doing. She's a part of history. Give her that gold jacket, period. Shout out to Amy.
Yep. I hope she gets it. And that's also the greatness of the Raiders right there. We're the first to do it. We brought the first lady in a CEO position. We have the first Latino head coach. We have the first African-American head coach. Al Davis was scouting the HBCUs before anybody was doing HBCUs, So we're a team that paves the way for this. You know what I mean? And
100%.
And Amy Trask is on that list of greatness that the Raiders have shown over the years. So I really hope that Amy Trask gets that gold jacket, like you said.
Yeah. Because it's not a DEI hire. That's a big thing going on today. It's like she knew the business. She understood how to market the Raiders. She understood the brand. She grew the brand, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That was her job on the business side of things, to grow this brand, make it international, make it bigger than what it was. That's why That's why she called the Princess of Darkness.
Right.
She earned that. That is earned. It shouldn't. That's not given. She earned that.
Absolutely. I agree. Shout out to Yaya. Proud of our diversity. I've talked about it. Best person for the job. And our current president of the Raiders right now is Sandra. What's Sandra Douglas? I'm forgetting her other name. But yeah, our president of the Raiders right now, woman. So we're continuing that tradition, bringing the best people for the job, man, woman, whoever it is, they're in there. And Sandra Douglas Morgan, thank you. So Shout out to Rambo right there, Sandra Douglas Morgan. I couldn't think of her name or whatever, but that she's definitely the perfect person for this job. She's a face for the Raiders, and we're going to continue that tradition. And hopefully Amy Trask gets on the board and gets her gold jacket that she deserves. Shout out to Raider Man. Amy Trask was a boss. Just wish she never stopped Al from selling to give to Mark. Man. Let me see. Huey P got your back, Elite, and going down on my watch. Did I miss something?
I got I'll be 100% transparent. I got on my hair hat. My hair is twisted up under here, so I got my hair hat on. And she said, he made a comment about it's cool. I can laugh at myself.
Look,
I can laugh at myself.
I ain't got no hair, so I've been bald since I was 22 years old. So it is what it is, man. You got hair, man. Let it hang. Do whatever you want with it, man. Because some people can't do that.
Oh, don't worry. I'll show my hair will be shown when I want to show it. I got hair, baby. It's all good. I have a hair hat on.
It's all good. It's all good. We love Elite. It don't matter. It don't matter.
No,
let me see. So, got all the topics I wanted to take care of, right? Let me see. Shout out to Wasted before we get into the next topic. Sandra Douglas Morgan is an AKA like Mrs. Wasted. There you go. Shout out to Mrs. Wasted, AKA.
Okay.
The pink and green, So there you go. There you go. So shout out to Mrs. Wasted, Sandra Douglas Morgan, showing the greatness of the Raiders, our diversity, the way the best way we do it, the first people to do it. So, that's us. Shout out to Jay Money. You're wild for that one. I'm not even putting that up. This turned into Wasted chat right here, man. Everybody hijacking the chat. But anyways, let's get into this Rams Raiders game. And remember, I told you to keep in mind, right? The maturity, right? We want to see the maturity from the Raiders in this game. How do they react after losing Davante Adams? That's what we're looking for. What kind of team is this? This is a big test for them. I know this, we're 2-4. It seems like the season's over right now, but I want to see how this team responds to some adversity, being on the other side of Davante Adams being gone now.
Right.
So I want to see what they're going to bring to the table. Before we get started, I'm going to do the injury report. Adam Butler, full practice today. He has a knee. Max Crosby out for practice today. Ankle. Tommy Eichenberg did not practice with a quad. Moaga with a knee. Tyreek McAllister, full participant, has that shoulder. Jacoby Myers did not practice, but the way it sounded like from AP is that he might actually play. So he's still out though with that ankle. Colton Miller did not practice with the knee and shoulder. Thayer Munford, knee and ankle, full participant. Dylan Parham still has that foot. He didn't practice. Jackson Powers Johnson has a knee, but he was a full participant. Zamir White in limited play. So we might be getting Zamir White for this game. John Jenkins has an illness. He didn't practice. And so does Jack Jones. He also has an illness. On the other side, the Rams seem to have a limited injury report. Logan Bruss with a knee, full participant. Jordan Whittington, limited practice with the shoulder. Note Boom with an ankle. And then most notably, Cooper Kupp, limited participant with the ankle. It looks like we're going to be seeing Cooper Kupp. Now, Puka Nacua, I think he's still out, but we're going to be seeing Cooper Kupp. What are your thoughts about seeing Cooper Kupp? I think this might be his first game, or he's coming back from an injury. What are your concerns with seeing Cooper Kupp?
They better not let that man run roughshod over them. It used to be times back in the day where we would see one player beat the Raiders on offense. One player.
Yep.
Remember the Antonio Gates type of situation when one player beats you? That bet not happen. It cannot be allowed. Patrick Graham, you better devise something that stops Cooper Kupp from running amok all through your defense. You can't allow it.
I agree. And kind of looking at the matchups right now, Cooper Kupp is listed. He's going to be in the slot. So I think he has been playing. He's ranked 33rd out of 126 wide receivers with a 71.7 PFF grade. He's in the slot. They run a lot of 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 3 receivers out there. So it looks like we're going to be in a lot of nickel situations.
A lot. Yes.
We're going to be in the nickel a lot. One matchup that I'm looking at is if we do have Cooper Kupp in the slot, who do you trail behind him? Do you put Jacorian Bennett in as that slot corner? Do you put in Nate Hobbs, let him stay where he's at? Or do you mix it up? How do you feel that? Do you want to see a mix of things, or do you want to see one guy kind of stuck where he is?
With the agility that Cooper Kupp has, I kind of want to see Jacorian Bennett kind of shadow him. I don't know if it's going to happen. But it needs to be a game where Nate makes his presence felt in a serious way.
Yep.
Nate has been doing his job for the most part, but to me, he's like one of the most unseen guys out there. He hasn't made any big plays yet. And
That's true.
But I want to see that. But I do want to see Jacorian Bennett on there. One thing about Jacorian Bennett, if he ever learns how to turn his head in coverage, that boy's going to be a serious problem.
I agree.
Because he's good. He knows how to stay in a receiver's hip pocket, but him not turning his head can get him in trouble.
I agree.
For face guarding. If he ever learns to trust himself enough to turn his head, that's CB1 for real. For real.
Yeah, I agree. And he's in his second year. And I know it takes about 3 years for, a guy to kind of finally realize his potential. Most cases, right? It takes about 3 years. So he's already ahead of the curve, right? Right now, they have him at a 56.3 PFF grade, which isn't great. But, some of that really doesn't matter, right? What we've seen on film with him, he's showing flashes of brilliance. So, but as far as your Hobbs take, like you said, like Hobbs is doing his job with stopping the run, but I want to see him in coverage. And I think we're going to really need him for this game in coverage, particularly because they want to run, that 11, they want to run 11 personnel. They don't have really that game breaker at the tight end position. But they do have a Cooper Kupp and that running game too, So if that running game gets loose, they can play action us to death and then, throw it over the top. And now you're getting, our tight end, the tight end that they do have, which is not a game breaker. He all of a sudden becomes a game breaker. So to me, the key of this game for us to stop the run. We haven't stopped the run all season. We haven't been able to tackle all season. But if we want to win this game, we got to stop that running back. Kyron Williams, 70.1 offensive grade, run grade 73.4. This dude, it runs bigger than what he actually is. He's 5'9", 194 pounds, but the way he runs is powerful runner, and he can break those tackles. Very similar to Najee Harris, not nearly as big, but runs with the same power. So we got to wrap up and we got to tackle him. So that's my key to beating the Rams on this defense versus their offense. We gotta stop the run, put them in a one-dimensional situation, because if they get in a full-blown, we can freely run the play action because we established the run, we're gonna have a long day. Big
time. Shout out to Stu. Watched him in Graph the other day, right? And I mean, anybody who follows me know that I'm not big on Divine Diablo. And for as good as Diablo looked, Stu hit on a lot of spots that are very true of his indicative of how he plays. Meaning that he picks the wrong holes. He's not physical. He's not physical. The reason why he was able to make those fast plays is because he saw the play and he used his speed to get that advantage. That's where he's good. But when it comes to plays coming at him and him having to meet somebody in the hole, we don't see it. You haven't seen it. So I want to see
him like take a gap and then stalemate something for once.
It don't happen. It's too far in between. We don't see enough of it. So they run at him. They run at him.
They run at him because they know they can. Stu, shout out to Stu, right? He said first play of the game, 9 yards. He got dragged for 9 yards, And I know that, Divine Diablo lost a considerable amount of weight this coming off season just to kind of slim up, get that speed back. But you got dragged by a running back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, that's unacceptable. On paper, he looked like he had a good game. Even I was on board. PFF was on board, right?
I gave him credit for a good game too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had a better game than what we're used to him seeing.
100%.
Now, is that still equate to a good game? Maybe not. Stu's going to give that seal of approval. This dude has seen defense, right? He was on one of the great Raiders defenses. Too bad we didn't have an offense in 2006. He was one of the guys on that defense. So if he's going to speak on defense, I'm listening. I'm listening to Stu big time. So
big time, yeah.
If he said that Diablo's had a bad game, I got to go look at the film. And he's not lying. A lot of times, gap responsibility wasn't there. He's getting dragged around.
Mm-hmm.
He's, missing tackles, things like that. Like, we need our linebackers to be that dominant force, right? And even Spillane, we can't let Spillane off the hook. He didn't look great either.
No.
So
played a little passive, a little bit passive, a little bit thinking too much, a little timid, timid. Should I not? Like, you gotta see play
right.
go.
Yep.
I need the linebackers to play downhill.
Yep.
Spillane does it the best on this team. Divine, it's not in him, and I don't know how long they can continue with that experiment, because it was an experiment. And at this point, he don't, like you said, he don't get down low enough to make like impactful hits consistently. He don't do it. He don't do it.
I agree. Let's acknowledge some of the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a holistic tank. Shout out to Wasted Talent. Yeah, it might be one of them non-GMO tanks. Those ones you get at Whole Foods. It might be one of those deals. Shout out to Waste. He says he's talking to Primos. Shout out to Primos too for coming in. MG's Raider. Yeah, Kyron Williams is for real. Yeah, I agree. Shout out to D_182. Graham needs to find ways to produce pressure. The Raiders are currently ranked 19th in quarterback pressure, and that's why the secondary is looking bad. Interesting take. Yeah, I would like to see him send more pressure, send some more blitzes. We got to do it. We got to do it. Shout out to Dan. Jack Jones has been a disappointment so far this year. I agree. I think Jack Jones has not been looking good this year.
It's a fact.
Yeah, it's a definite fact. Like, he needs to turn this around.
Right.
Because there was a lot of hype behind him, and he's not delivering.
Hype based on the plays that he made.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. He's shown us what he can be. Right. Again, y'all remember, first season as a starter. This is his first season as a starter.
That's true, because he was coming in relief.
Right. So sometimes, unfortunately, mentalities change when they like, okay, I'm the man now. I got the job. They start playing a little too passive. He needs to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't see that aggressive, cutting, jumping routes, just assure of yourself out there. He doesn't look like he's playing self-assured to me. So that's why he looked late, playing it safe, not in position to do nothing except give up completions. That's what he's doing right now.
Yep. I agree. He definitely needs to clean that up. Shout out to Raider man. Jack Jones also seems not locked in. Mine is elsewhere. Yeah, it seems between the ears to me too.
Yep.
It could be between the ears, but we'll see. Hopefully he bounces back. Shout out to MG's Raiders. Diablo is quick, but he's also inconsistent making tackles because he tries to tackle too high. A lot of these boys were tackling too high. Let's just keep it a buck. They were tackling too damn high. Like that was a big problem. They need to lower the pads just a little bit and really get down and dirty. Shout out to Chris for Raiders. The thing is Spillane and Max was trying to do too much. I even said this too. I think Max was trying to do too much too. He tries to play Superman too much, and Najee Harris was taking advantage of the cutback. He was over pursuing. Yeah, he gave up a lane. It happened on 2-3 different occasions where it looked like, Najee Harris was trying to find a hole, and he cuts back and goes backside, and he's going for like 9-10 yards because Max Crosby wouldn't stay home. So Max is not, he's not immune to this either.
No,
it's definitely he's got to clean that up too. It's a whole team effort. Shout out to John B. He says Rams still has quorum. Yeah, rookie from Michigan.
Has he played?
I haven't been paying much attention to the Rams. It'll be interesting. I mean, knowing us, quorum will have a coming out party. And
don't say that.
You know what I mean?
Don't say that, Big Mike. Don't do that,
man. We're fresh off of Najee Harris having his career best. He's looked the best he's done since Alabama. We made him look like Jerome Bettis in his prime.
For real.
Like it's
the run after contact was ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like, man, we gotta clean that up. We definitely gotta clean it up. Shout out to Angel. Would you guys sign T. Higgins next year if he's available? Is he a number one receiver? That's the question. I don't know. He's a glorified 2, but could he be that 1? It'd be the first time that he's a 1, in his NFL career. Yeah.
I like his size.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind picking up T. Higgins. I wouldn't.
I mean, you'll definitely be
He's
elevated.
solid enough. He's solid enough
to
get it done, to be impactful. He's never been fed like the number 1, so you never know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against it though.
I wouldn't be upset about it, but my concern would be like, you've never been a 1 yet. So are you that 1? We've seen a lot of situations where people have been elevated to that 1 and they don't answer the call.
That's true.
First person that I think about is Juju Smith-Schuster. Once Antonio Brown left, Juju.
You talking about it being exposed.
It was exposed,
God,
and I'm not saying that T. Higgins is going to be that, but what I'm saying is I've seen this before, a dude getting elevated to that 1 and they don't answer the call, so that's my concern with that one. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you there because he's going to be commanding a lot of money too. I mean, he's been mouthy. He's been mouthy over there in Cincinnati. So
Yep, I agree, but we'll see. We'll see. He's gonna want some money.
You might have to draft a wide receiver based on the past receivers who have thought they were the man or were the man, and we see how they left. So somebody coming in with his ilk, he might already have a predetermined mentality like, I better have this or else.
Right.
Y'all better feed me the ball or else, because that could be an issue too. So we might be better off just drafting a wide receiver.
Yeah. Homegrown guy, doesn't have that mentality, didn't learn bad habits, like that. I don't know. These receivers to me, it's like, man, if you didn't draft him first, it's kind of, I'm kind of scared of it now at this point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. It depends on the money situation too. If you want something crazy like $30 million a year or something,
right,
then maybe we'll pass on that one.
Raiders history's probably been 3 receivers that have come here and got busy. Crabtree, Jerry Rice, and James Lofton.
Man, you might be right. Shoot, we had some guys that did it for 1 year, but then really didn't show up after that. Like, remember when we had Nelson Aguilar for 1 year?
Yeah.
That was the best he ever looked.
He got paid. I give him that.
Yeah.
He got paid.
Yeah. Seth Roberts, is another guy that I think about.
He was
decent, right? Like,
he's decent.
So there's some guys.
I'm talking about somebody who came here and got busy.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the ones.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
I'm saying, will T. Higgins be those guys, or will he be the Moss, Tay, and AB?
Yeah.
That's what you got to juggle. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There's got to be some serious vetting before we hand him some money and hand him the keys to the car. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Shout out to Geno Works. This is the NFL. They can all be super when they want it. I mean, allegedly, I would say so. I mean, they got to the league, and that's your expectation, right? You might be right. Shout out to Lecky. He says, that who Tay Adams reminds me of Juju Smith-Schuster making TikTok video on Pat McAfee show. Yeah, that was, that looked very, I don't know. What did you see the Pat McAfee clip, Elite?
I scrolled through by it. I seen it, but I wasn't paying it no mind. You know,
Yeah.
looking like I said, looking pretty. Go ahead and look pretty with your homeboy, because that's what it
Right.
looked like.
Thank you.
Like weak sauce. That shit. That's weak sauce.
Yeah,
I don't
real.
get that. I'm not built like that. I'm not that kind of athlete. I thought that's childish shit to me. Excuse me.
No,
That's
it's
childish
not.
to me.
No, speak freely here first, though. You can speak
Yeah.
freely, but you know,
Yeah.
it's you want to play second fiddle? Okay, play second fiddle. But that shows exactly what type of person you are. You couldn't be the number one person and lead us, through some tough times, right? That just shows the kind of character you have. I'm gonna leave it at that, though. But yeah, you're definitely right. Shout out to Huey P. Moving on, Epps. Let Palomau keep developing, and Trey Taylor get some playing time as well. I'm all right with that. I'm all right because Epps. He's a free agent next year, and we might have to move on from that. So I'm all right with that. Let's see. Shout out to Ben Bad. Yeah, that's wild, bro. Shout out to Salvador Salgado. I agree with Elite Childish. So the video I wanted to show you, and now we're going to talk about the Raiders offense.
Let's go.
The Raiders offense has been a piece of work all season. I'm going to pull up the video. Even the mild-mannered of us have been crashing out on this Raiders offense and Luke Getsy. I want to present something to you guys. This is wild. This is wild. I'm going to share it with you guys. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up real quick. Hey, if you guys are just pulling in, make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Here we go. We're going to present this video. I'm going to let this thing download with my Walmart internet connection. But yeah, if you guys just popped in, make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Shout out to Isaiah Randolph. Play Chris Smith too. Why not? Yeah, I agree.
Is Chris Smith any good? Because we got to know if he's any good. I don't like what I be seeing out there from that guy.
Yeah.
After that drive, did he even come back in?
Before we get into it, Hondo Carpenter, that's my guy. A lot of people don't like him, but I love Hondo Carpenter, man. Mild-mannered guy. He says he's not a fan. I call BS on that. I think he loves the Raiders. But, even the mild-mannered of us has to crash out sometimes. And he absolutely goes – he just crashes out on Luke Getsy. This was hilarious to me. And I want to get – Elite, I want to get your take on this one. I'm going to let it ride out.
Wait, so after that drive, did he even come back in?
So I think he did, but it was sparingly. So this is what these are the next three
wait, here's
drives.
my question. Are they keeping him fresh for this week?
Like, what are you keeping him fresh for? Like, I get it, but and then you got to think like, okay, keeping him fresh, but let's look at your next three drives after you took him out of the game. 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 4 plays fumble. And it wasn't my Alexander Madison did not fumble the ball. What are you keeping him fresh for? It sounds to me like he needs to be in the game, right? It looks to me like he needs to be in the game. I don't know. It was some head scratching decisions for sure.
Neither one of us has an agenda against Luke. You and I watched his offense. When it's being run, it's tremendous. They have the talent to run it. There's no excuse. Now, when players don't execute, that's not on. And you and I have been fair when it was player executing. Hey, they lost in Denver, and that wasn't a coaching error. That was all on the players.
100%.
But I'm putting Getsy has got to perform better. Put him up in the press box, leave him on the ground, put him in a helicopter. I don't care where you put him.
Oh, I was one of the main people this whole offseason that was like, Luke Getsy's going to be great. He's going to be calling great plays. And that's kind of where my frustration.
We saw it.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes. That's the frustrating thing. How much creativity did we talk about all preseason? Listen, we can't talk to you about it until it's demonstrated on the field, because then we don't want to give it an advantage to any competitors. And then you see it on the field and it works. And I had one of my Twitter followers send me a message saying, hey, can you let Getsy know his offense works when he works his offense? Getsy in all of the wrong ways reminds me of my wife. Okay, now Shannon gets mad at me, Zeke, because we go to a restaurant. I get the same thing every time. And she'll say to me, don't you want variety? And I'll say, Shannon, I like this. I know I like it. So why would I get another meal? Okay. Shannon will go somewhere and say, that was the best walleye I've ever had. I loved it. So the next time we go there, you're going to get the walleye? Oh, no, I want something different. And then she'll be like, I didn't like it. Well, why didn't you get the walleye? I wanted variety. Get what you like. If your offense is working, why are you changing it? For the love of all things holy. And all of God's goodness, he gives us the greatest sport ever invented, football. And it's not difficult. Keep it simple. Oh, this is working? Let's go away from it. We would hate to beat them too bad.
Yeah, it was definitely some I mean, like we said, head scratchers. And I'll be honest with you, today's Wednesday. Ever since Sunday, I've been replaying some of those plays in my head, and I still cannot figure it out. So we're on the same boat there for sure.
So that was Hondo Carpenter crashing out completely melting down, having his first Raider moment. We've all been there, right?
Don't tell me he's not a fan.
Yeah,
like
you can't tell
doing
me
that.
So even Hondo Carpenter, a lot of people have seen it with Luke Getsy. He starts off strong. His offense looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And after those scripted plays, he just disappears. Calling horrible calls. What needs to change with this offense? What needs to happen?
Well, you know what that shows? Because like I said, that first drive was beautiful. They did exactly what I said they should do. Quick plays, quick outs to the tight end, hitting, dumping it off to the back, all that work. It just means beyond his scripted plays, he's not good at situational football. When it comes to his play, the plays he calls. You got to have 3 or 4 plays for every situation. And he's not doing good at that. He's not.
Yeah.
He's flunking that shit. And I think it's sad because we've seen flashes of some of his calls. You're like, all right, let's go. And then you go away from it, like you said. Go right back to hitting those quick outs to Harrison Bryant, to your boy over the middle. Dump it. Those are simple, easy plays that are there all day long. All day long.
Yeah.
And he went away from it. It made no sense. Alexander Madison needs to take 80% of the carries right now. If Zeus ain't out there, he needs to be 80%. Period. Him and Abdullah, 2 veterans. Like you said, why he not back out there?
It's crazy.
You had Amir up. You were going down the field with Amir. Don't get me wrong, because he has some nice runs.
Mm-hmm.
But you go back when you get to that goal line, you go to the big back. Period.
Agreed.
Everybody know that.
So, you're saying with you saying that, what are the keys for this offense to take care of business against the Rams this week? What is the keys to victory for this offense? What do you want to see? What should be done?
I want to see quick passes.
Yep.
Our boy was sacked one time? I think he was sacked once.
Yep.
Right? So if you can get the underneath the quick rhythmic that gives a rhythm and flow to your offense, the double moves, the play action pass will be there if you stay on that train and execute the quick outs, the slants, the sit down routes real quick, boom, boom, boom. Them linebackers they press towards the line of scrimmage, boom, then you can go over the top of them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to do that regardless, because they know where you want to go. But if you design it right, those can be extended run plays, 4-yard passes, 5-yard passes, quick hitters, hit an out to Trey Tucker, or a quick out, timing routes, boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
They creep in, go over the top. It's simple, really.
You're not lying.
Sometimes we can make things more difficult than it is.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think Brock Bowers has at least 12 catches in this game. This is a young defense that we're going against. They got a bunch of rookie second-year guys. Jared Verse, the rookie's defensive end, he has the highest PFF grade, 79.1. Good for him, right?
Yeah.
You got Kobe,
Right.
I think it's Kobe Turner, one of the ends. He looks good. Braden Fisk, he's the other rookie. They have a bunch of young guys, but then they have like some randoms out there, guys I haven't even heard of. You know what I mean? And this Raiders offense, if they need a boost in confidence, I think they can get this Rams defense. And it starts with getting the ball to your guy, Brock Bowers.
Yes.
12 catches is what I'm looking for in this game.
Okay.
I'm not even going to mince words.
They're 1-4 for a reason.
Right.
Exploit why they're 1-4.
Exactly. So that's what I'm looking for. I think it's a huge game for Brock Bowers in this game. There's not anybody on the field that can cover him, and we need to exploit that. He's the star on this defense right now.
True.
Shout out offense. I'm sorry, star on this offense. But shout out to MG's Raiders, Hondo Lawson. Yeah, he crashed out, man. Yeah. Let me see what else. Somebody said Hondo had me dying. He's part of the nation now. Yeah, shout out to Chili Pepper 28. He's finally part of the nation. Yeah, it's been a long time coming for Hondo. Let me see. Dan Tessier, feed Bowers like your life depended on it. We have the best young tight end in the league. Yeah, 12 catches. I'm telling you.
For sure.
At least 12.
We got somebody in chat that said, don't underestimate the talent in the NFL. I'm not underestimating the talent. I'm saying there's a reason why they're 1-4.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? They're 1-4. That means they have deficiencies. Take advantage of the deficiencies. That's all I'm saying. Not that I'm underestimating the talent, because anybody can win any given Sunday. But if you're smart and you devise a plan to take advantage of what they're not good at, then you're doing something. That's all I'm saying. There's a reason why. Just like it's a reason why we 2-4. And people attack our weaknesses, right?
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
No, you're right. Mm-hmm. And nobody's underestimating NFL talent. Let's keep it a buck. There's everybody in NFL is better than what we can do. But we're talking about in the ski, like in the realm of the NFL. Like, they got a bunch of youngsters, a bunch of guys that are still trying to prove themselves, and they've been showing that they've been struggling.
Right.
So what do you do against a struggling defense? You attack it hardcore. We got the best player on the field on both sides, offense and defense, and Brock Bowers. So use him often. I want to see 15 targets, 12 catches. That's what we need to see for Brock Bowers. But that's me. That's what I want to see. Shout out to Super Omnicron. How did Hondo crash out? Crash out may have been an overreaction, but he definitely showed some emotion towards this team.
Yeah. That just goes to that I'm not a fan situation.
Yeah.
Reporters don't really overreact, don't give you that level of emotion.
Right.
He's feeling it.
Yeah. He had his first Raiders. I wouldn't say meltdown. It wasn't a meltdown, but we've all been there where what is going, he's part of the club now.
Stay with what you're doing if it's working. Yeah.
Right. So, that's what I'm saying. That's a crash out from Hondo Carpenter. Shout out to Gino. Yes, like you said, we need to look like what we did the first drive against the Steelers and the first drive and the first two drives against the Broncos. Yep. So that's what needs to happen. We need to see that sustained over an entire game. Shout out to Isaiah Randolph. Rams our ass on run defense. Let's get the run game started too. We might be getting Zamir White. We might be getting him back.
Okay.
So, let's see what happens.
Yeah, Madison runs hard. I give him that. He runs hard. He's a hard runner.
Yeah. And then, more end around. We didn't see a jet sweep at all. We didn't see Trey Tucker at all.
Very true. Very true.
We didn't see, I was calling for DJ Turner to be out of the backfield and do some stuff, some creative stuff. We didn't see that. We saw it against the Broncos, but we didn't see it in this game. So the play calling was just extra bland, vanilla last week for the most part, besides that first drive. I want to see them play a full body of work, play at full game, and show what they got. This is a game, like I said, they got to show some resiliency. Davante's gone. You know, I don't care what anybody says. There is an emotional attachment to that. There has to be, right? You lose one of your guys, one of your brothers, you know, whether, you know, he did do some dirty stuff behind the scenes, whatever, right? But this is a guy that they grinded with, some of them for years, for the last couple of years. So I want to see how they respond to this. You know, are they mailing it in, or are they still trying to fight? You know, that's why I say
too. Yep.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying that this is a game that is a statement game. This is, if there's any game that's a statement game, this is the one. We need to see them respond, if anything.
Right. Man, if I'm the coach, I'm the GM, I'm looking out here. Like I said, adversity shows who you really are.
Right.
All right. Adversity shows your character. It reveals more than it conceals. Winning conceals. Struggles, adversity reveals. I'm sitting there with my out. I'm serious. This is where this is real evaluation time.
Yep. It's seriously short leash time too. You know, let's just be honest, right? Shout out to Andrade Strong. Don't forget Hondo's wife and kids are fans. Yeah. We didn't forget. He's a fan. He's a fan. Shout out to Super Omnicron. I thought he's from the Midwest or something, but he really is a college reporter. Yeah, he's from Michigan State, and he started in the Midwest and stuff. And I think he was with the Lions at first, but he's a Raider fan now. He's a Raider fan now. I don't care what anybody says. Shout out to Ben Bad. AOC could have run it half yard out. He's done it before.
True.
Yeah, it's been. We need better from Getsy. We even got reporters, you know, flipping out on the play calling and stuff. So you know it's bad. Getsy got to turn it around. Shout out to Desert Raider. Getsy will call a flea flicker from the 1 yard. Hey, he'll be in the end zone wide open and then flick it back to the quarterback.
Man, that shit is, man. It really be about when these coaches, who can really think under pressure?
Yeah.
Can you keep it steady under pressure?
Yeah.
Shit be moving so fast. They be like, okay, go, call that. You'd be surprised how many people be panicking, man.
Yeah, I believe
panicking out there, man.
And it might be him. That might be him. You know, who knows? Who knows? Shout out to Lecky. AP should keep Getsy in the booth for the remainder of the season so he can see a better view of the field. Yeah, I mean, something's got to work. Got to try something different here. So that's how I feel about it. But Elite, that's episode 3. I think we took care of business today.
Indeed.
You got any final words? Let them know where we can find you everywhere. Let me know. Let them know.
Final say, look, we do have a new era coming in, y'all. Got a new set of eyes to look at things. Tom Brady, hate him, love him, like him, no, whatever. His job, to me, your sole job, Mr. Brady, is to locate this quarterback. Use your ability that you have to understand what it takes to play in this league and what the makeup is of a successful quarterback. That's your job. Help us locate that guy, because we all know that is the key to unlock everything else to a certain extent, right? And help guide this pirate ship in the right direction, man.
That's right.
That's what I want to see. You can hit me up on Twitter with Elite with the Heat. My government name, Thaisa Hunter. You can hit me up on my channel called The Elite Raider. That's the channel. I go live every Tuesday and Saturday night on my channel, and I'm here every Wednesday for Brother Big Mike, man. That's what it is.
That's what's up. That's what's up. It's been a great show. Thank you again, Elite.
Oh, man,
and thank you guys to the 117 that's in the building. Make sure you guys, before you check out, like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. And I'll see you on the next one. You'll catch me on Friday with the Around the Shield show with my guy Pharaoh and the severe one. You already know. So, guys, I'll see you guys on Friday. You guys take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, they just shot a few of my shits down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed, wow. My cloaking devices just malfunction, guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, but now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas. You wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled they spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history.
I can't explain it.